Oh, my friends, Gary Giles. Hang on, let me just check my levels before I do all of this. Okay, yep, the mic is plugged in. The mic is, in fact, being picked up. Hello, my friends, Gary Giles and fellow poets. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Ride-alongs. Welcome to this month's Ride-along. Hello, Mitchell Malone. Hello, Delgal. And hello, class. I'm sorry, class, that you aren't able to join us for the whole stream, but I'm glad that I'm going to assume that the mic isn't picking that up, but it's always the way. Whenever I sit down to make a YouTube video, suddenly everyone decides to do a bit of carpentry or something, and drills start going off, saws, hammers, and everything. But that's okay. I'm going to assume the mic's not picking it up. So, hello everyone. Welcome to this month's Ride Along. Thank you so much for those hearts. Don't forget to hit that like button, by the way, guys. I know that there's some people watching, but we only have one like. Balancing my coffee on my lap. Don't break my heart. Hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. Before I forget, I'm going to get this out of the way and then I'll try to remember to keep saying it throughout the stream. But there is not a Conversing with Poets this evening. So this is the only stream of the day. There won't be a Conversing this evening because I'm going to an open mic. Um, I've said it a couple of times, but every now and then, the first Sunday of the month at least, I try to get to an open mic that I really enjoy, and that falls on a Sunday, unfortunately. So there is no Conversing this evening, but we are doing a Ride Along. Thank you. There's those likes are climbing up. But there is still a Ride Along, obviously, because we're here doing it. So how can't hear anything but you. Okay, cool. I heard can't hear anything, and my heart dropped. I was like, oh no, here we go again. But yeah, okay, cool. So you can't hear the if you can't hear the machinery going on around me, then I'm guessing you can't hear the bird song, which is a shame because it's beautiful. I do love a bit of bird song. But yeah, one more time for those people jumping in right now. There won't be a Conversing tonight because I'm going to head out to an open mic. So, but we are here, we are gathered, and we are going to write some poetry. We're going to write some poetry. I've got my Shakespeare mug. I was with my friend Bruno. I've had such a busy week. I've been out every night since Wednesday. I know, dirty stop out, right? But I saw my friend Bruno this week, and he made an AI image. He took a picture of me and then asked AI to make like an Elizabethan image of me. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but that's what it created, which is, I think, really, really cool. I love it. I love it. I think it's based off of this image here of Shakespeare. So, me being the Shakespeare fan that I am, I'm in love with that image. But yeah, let me just open up this again. Offended. Oh, yeah. 1 second. I don't know what that's about. Genevieve said that. Genevieve said that last night as well. Can you check the mod chat, please? Yeah, I don't know why that is. I don't know why that is. I need to look into that. I forgot Genevieve did mention that last night at the Covers Hangout. But it is Poetry Writing Month, Global Poetry Writing Month, or National Poetry Writing Month. It's not a national thing anymore. It's international. So I think it's better that it's global. Glopo How is everyone's writing a poem a day? How is everyone's challenge going? Is there anyone here that's taking part? Ah, it's really nice weather right now, so I've got the shed door open. Hopefully it doesn't shut halfway through the stream. Hopefully it doesn't shut halfway through the stream. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. I'm gonna have to look into that, Danny. Sorry. All right, so I think why waste any more time? I guess we're gonna get into some writing. So let's go. Hang on, let me see if I can. I've got my phone charging right now. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I'm not. That's okay, Dalgo. Just gonna do a bit of. Okay, that'll do. There we go. Now I've got my phone resting on my screen. so I can keep better track of the mod chat. No problem, Danny, no problem. So let's do a bit of writing, shall we? If you're new here, if you haven't been here before, the way this works is we kind of just write poetry together. So I'm gonna ask for you guys to throw your name in the hat, so to speak. Put your name in the chat, or just let me know that you're in. If you're a channel member, there's a few emojis you can use. Let's write, I'm in, whatever you want to use, or you can just do a thumbs up, or you can just type, I want to take part. Let me know, and then I put your name in the lineup. Then we'll get some prompts going in the chat, and then we'll start writing our poem line by line. I'll apologize now. Oh, Delgal's in straight away. Delgal's got the opening line. Okay. I will apologize now. I got a bit of a sore throat. I don't know what that's about. As I say, I was out on Friday night with Bruno at a new venue launch, and I was shouting, so that's probably what it is. But if my voice starts to go throughout this, then I apologize. I also, for the mods, I also couldn't get into my regular document, so I've had to start a whole new document. So I'm not sure what's going on at the moment. Okay, so if you want to take part, do as Delgal did. Just let me know. Throw your name in the hat in the chat, and we will start to write some poems. Can't actually use the sheet, so we'll try Googling. Right. I think I read that. My bad, my bad. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that like button. I really, really appreciate it. It takes just a few seconds, but it does genuinely really help. So if you haven't hit that like button, please do. And if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Let's get up to 60. 7,960 would be cool. Full storage might be the culprit. Okay. Hi, Genevieve. Mitchell is waving. I don't know if Mitchell are you saying that you want to take part? Mitchell is waving. But I know that Genevieve said that she's in, so I'm going to put Genevieve in. Sorry, yeah, I'm in. Okay, cool. Mitchell is in. Thank you, Mitchell. So we have Delgado, Genevieve, Mitchell. I guess I put my name in there as well. Danny, eyes, Danny, no pressure, no pressure. Eyes emoji. Okay, let's get some prompts in the chat then. Let's get some prompts going in the chat. Yeah, this isn't my normal document, so I need to do a bit of editing on the fly. Sunset Oh, Sunset Beach. Socks, summer, nice. I'm gonna go with beach and socks because you don't necessarily always put those two together, right? So beach, socks, beach, socks, coffee. Okay, yeah. A poet can't go without coffee or some sort of caffeine, I suppose. Coffee, ice cream. All right, ice cream, ice cream. All right, and the title is going to be uh the title will be no, I think we did that recently. Let me look outside the shed. Boo. Roses are red. All right, can you all see that? So I'm gonna have to scroll up a little bit. So yeah, that'll do for now. Roses are red. We're gonna go down to 8 again. Is that okay? Seagulls. All right, so our prompts are beach, socks, coffee, and ice cream. And the title is Roses Are Red. And the lineup is Delgal, Genevieve, Mitchell. Fine, God. Ah, I missed you, Danny. Okay, I missed you, but we can still put you in. That's okay. There you go. Sorry, I missed you, Danny. Oh, Danny. 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 All right, so the lineup is Delgale, Genevieve, Mitchell, myself, and Danny, and the title is Roses Are Red, and Beach, Socks, Coffee, Ice Cream are our prompts. If anyone is watching, there are 7 people watching, but only 4 likes. So the first thing to do is hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. The second thing is if you're on the outskirts, do say hello. We don't bite. Do say hello in the chat. And if you want to take part, let me know before we get to Danny. And I can still, there's still time to take part. There's still time to be thrown into the lineup. So you feel free to let me know in the chat. But otherwise, I'm going to throw it over to Delgal for the opening line of our first poem, please. And once again, writing order Delgal, Genevieve, Mitch, myself, Danny. Prompts are beach, socks, coffee, ice cream. And the title is Roses Are Red. You don't often find roses on beaches either. So, yeah, I like to throw spanners in the works here. I like to, because it's all just for a bit of fun, right? We're all here just to have a bit of a laugh, bit of a hangout on a Sunday afternoon. I'm in top chat again. Let me go over to live chat. Thank you so much for hitting that like button. If you haven't already, do hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. We're sitting on 5 at the moment. The still evening, how beautiful and tranquil. The still evening, sorry, I just got a Tinder message. The still evening, how beautiful and tranquil the sound of the sea crashing against the rocks. All right, nice one. Okay, so over to Genevieve. I'm going to mute my mic because I'll be saying it over and over again, and I'm sure you don't want me to hear, you don't want to hear me say it 100 times. So I'm going to mute my mic, and then over to you, Genevieve. Okay, thank you so much, Delgel. Roses are red. The still evening, how beautiful and tranquil. The sound of the sea crashing against the rocks. Thank you, Delgel. I wander along the sea's edge, not barefoot, but in my socks. Brilliant, well done. I don't know if Delgel set that up on purpose, but great use of a prompt whilst 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 keeping a rhyme. God, I'm all over the place. Ah. Right, roses are red. The still evening, how beautiful and tranquil, the sound of the sea crashing against the rocks. I wander along the sea's edge, not barefoot, but in my socks. All right, Mitchell, over to you, please. Thank you so much, Genevieve. Roses are red. The still evening, how beautiful and tranquil. The sound of the sea crashing against the rocks. I wander along the sea's edge, not barefoot, but in my socks. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And again, if you're just joining us, you still have time. If you want to take part, throw your name in the chat. Let me know that you want to take part, and I'll add you to the lineup. Otherwise, we're just waiting for Mitchell's line, and then we'll do it. We'll definitely do a second round of this poem. So after Danny, we'll go back to Delgel, Genevieve, Mitchell, myself, and then Danny again. We can definitely fit in a second round of this one. Hey, we hit 960. Hello, new subscriber. Thank you for subscribing. 7,960. We're so close to 8,000. Sipping on iced coffee while looking at the boats making their way gracefully into the docks. Nice. Okay, so we got beach, socks, coffee, and ice cream. Okay, okay, okay. So let me put that into the dock, then I'll write my line, and then we'll come back, and then it will be Danny. Okay, roses are red. I don't know where that came from, but we'll find out. We'll write it into the story, I'm sure. So, roses are red. The still evening, how beautiful and tranquil. The sound of the sea crashing against the rocks. I wander along the sea's edge, not barefoot, but in my socks, sipping on iced coffee whilst looking at the boats making their way gracefully into the docks. All the men in vests and shorts, ladies in polka dot frocks. Did I put a full stop there? All right, so over to Danny, and then once we've got Danny's line, just so we're clear, we're going to go through the lineup again. So Danny will put a line, then we'll go back to Delgirl, Genevieve, Mitchell, myself, and Danny. Roses are red, violets are blue. Let's go to the beach and take off our shoes. Well, there it is. Thank you for clearing that up, Mitchell. There it is. Roses are red, violets are blue. Let's go to the beach and take off our shoes. Perfect. I think I think that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We've solved the case of the roses are red, and I'll see you guys next week. Just kidding. I was about to press the end screen button, but I thought that's taking it too far, Adam. That's taking it too far. April Fools was a few days ago. Yeah, I see you guys laughing in the chat. I see you guys hitting that laugh button. I still haven't changed those emojis, but we do have a laughing emoji. 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 Roses are red, violets are blue. I can't think of anything. How about you? Does anyone else do that? Like start a sentence and not really have an end goal and then just trusting the process, but the process doesn't happen. And you're like, I don't know what I was gonna say. Banana. Bum, 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 bum. Attack of the Big Yellow Cloud. Attack of the Big Yellow Cloud. Do you mean the pollen? Because I have been having hay fever this week too, so I can completely relate. Also, hi Renee, so good to see you. We haven't seen you around these parts for a while. Great to see you. There's still time. There's still time to get involved if you want to, Renee. We're just waiting for Danny's line now. So if you want to get involved, you absolutely can. Yes. Okay. Awesome. I'll throw you in the chat right now. In the chat, I'll throw you in the lineup. So you're after Danny. So you will be next, actually. Unless I've missed Danny's. Have I missed Danny's line? Maybe I've missed Danny's line. Can we still see everything on the screen? We can't. So I'm going to have to scroll up a little bit, guys. I'm going to have to scroll up a little bit. Yoink. Let me just go back on the chat, make sure I didn't miss Danny's line. Right, we're good. We're good. So far, our poem reads like this: Roses are red. The still evening, how beautiful and tranquil. The sound of the sea crashing against the rocks. I wander along the sea's edge, not barefoot but in my socks, sipping on iced coffee whilst looking at the boats making their way gracefully into the docks. All the men in vests and shorts, ladies in polka dot frocks. Oh, you're at work? Okay, I'll take you back out. And I have limited time. I'm always at work, Adam. Thank you. No worries. That's okay. Let me take you back out in that case. We don't want you to get told off while you're at work for writing poetry. Although if you're ever going to get told off at work, being told off for writing poetry. I approve. Distracted by the distracted by the breathtaking views, my 99 ice cream begins to melt down my ocean blue summer dress with red roses. There it is. Thank you, Danny. Okay, so we're back to Delgal now. I'm going to mute myself and put that into the doc. But back to Delgal. Okay, back to Delgal. So, roses are red. The still evening, how beautiful and tranquil. The sound of the sea crashing against the rocks. I wander along the sea's edge, not barefoot but in my socks, sipping on iced coffee whilst looking at the boats making their way gracefully into the docks. All the men in vests and shorts, ladies in polka dot frocks. Distracted by the breathtaking views, my 99 ice cream begins to melt down my ocean blue summer dress with red roses. Nice. Violets are blue, roses are red. Those pesky seagulls just pooped on my head. Poetry is a good reason. Is that your line, Delgout? You know what? I'm not giving you an option. I'm claiming that as your line. I'm putting that in. I don't care. So after Delgo, I think it's Genevieve. I'm putting that in, Delgo. Sorry. Yeah, I'm claiming that as your line, Delgo. Violets are blue, roses are red. Those pesky seagulls just pooed on my head. Over to you, Genevieve. I just want to say hello to everybody. I miss this so much. Maybe someday my schedule will change and I will be able to participate again. Love you all. We miss you, Renee. We miss you, Renee, but thank you so much for popping in and saying hello. It's great to have you here. Ice cream covered, wearing wet socks. This was supposed to be fun. What a dreadful day this has become instead. All right. Genevieve Mitchell, please. I'm going to put that into the document. Thank you, Genevieve. All right, roses are red. The still evening, how beautiful and tranquil. The sound of the sea crashing against the rocks. I wander along the sea's edge, not barefoot but in my socks, sipping on iced coffee whilst looking at the boats making their way gracefully into the docks. All the men in vests and shorts, ladies in polka dot frocks. Distracted by the breathtaking views, my 99 ice cream begins to melt down my ocean blue summer dress with red roses. Violets are blue, roses are red. Those pesky seagulls just pooed on my head. Ice cream covered, wearing wet socks. This was supposed to be fun. What a dreadful day this has become instead. Okay, Mitchell is up, unless it's in the chat already. Hello, Mythical Meter. Welcome to the live stream. Hello, Poetic Masters. You are all in fine fiddle today. Welcome, Mythical Meter. So good to be in your presence. I've just noticed I need to scroll up. So let me just do that now. Is that better? Not much. So I got to scroll a little bit more. Maybe if the mods can just put the running order in chat one more time, just for my reference. But I think it's just Mitchell now, myself, and then Danny to wrap this poem up. But yes, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that like button. I really, really appreciate it. It's completely free, but it really does help me and the channel. And we've also hit 7,960 subscribers, which is so awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I really do. And then one more time, the poem is Roses Are Red. The still evening, how beautiful and tranquil, the sound of the sea crashing against the rocks. I wander along the sea's edge, not barefoot, but in my socks, sipping on iced coffee, whilst looking at the boats making their way gracefully into the docks. All the men in vests and shorts, ladies in polka dot frocks. Distracted by the breathtaking views, my 99 ice cream begins to melt down my ocean blue summer dress with red roses. Violets are blue, roses are red. Those pesky seagulls just pooed on my head. Ice cream covered, wearing wet socks. This was supposed to be fun. What a dreadful day this has become instead. Thank you, little Danny. Danny. All right, we're just waiting on a line from Mitchell. I think that's where we got to. Yeah, Genevieve, Mitchell, myself. Slowly walking back to the car, head in hands. Enjoy the beach in this warm sun, they said. All right, thank you so much, Mitch. And then it's me. So I'm just thinking how I can follow on from that. So let me mute myself, put that in the doc, put my line in the doc, then I'll come back and read what I have, and then I'll throw it over to Danny. I don't know. Let out deep breath. No, I was trying to make a stylistic choice, but it doesn't work. I let out a deep breath. Is that still on screen now? Yep. Okay, cool. I let out a deep breath. Filled with dread, I head home for a cooling shower. All right, Danny, over to you. Last line, no pressure to me. Yeah, all the pressure. Have all of the pressure. What is happening? I just got out of bed. Well, good morning, Ken, or afternoon. Not necessarily good morning. Maybe you slept in, which is cool. It's Sunday. That's what Sunday's for. Hello, Ken. What's happening? We are just wrapping up our poem, Roses Are Red, for our first write along poem. And I'll read the poem in its entirety for Danny, who is about to wrap things up. Roses are red. The still evening, how beautiful and tranquil. The sound of the sea crashing against the rocks. I wander along the sea's edge, not barefoot, but in my socks. Sipping on iced coffee, whilst looking at the boats making their way gracefully into the docks. All the men in vests and shorts, ladies in polka dot frocks. Distracted by the breathtaking views, my 99 ice cream begins to melt down my ocean blue summer dress with red roses. Violets are blue, roses are red. Those pesky seagulls just pooed on my head. Ice cream covered, wearing wet socks. This was supposed to be fun. What a dreadful day this has become instead. Slowly walking back to the car, head in hands. Enjoy the beach in this warm sun, they said. I let out a deep breath. Filled with dread, I head home for a cooling shower. All right, and now it's over to Danny. With all the pressure in the world, all the eyes are on you, Danny, for the last line of the poem. And I'm going to scroll a little bit. Scroll just a little bit. Just so we can get Danny's line up on screen. As you can tell, we're working very hard and very seriously. Roses are red. No, violets are blue, roses are red. Oh no, seagulls pooed on my head. That's just how we roll around here, folks. Just so we're clear, I love that line. Ice. Sorry, I don't get it. I wish I wasn't a blockhead. That's okay. We're just writing poems together. We're just doing line by line, writing a poem collaboratively. Collaboratively. Ice cream free and dry. Ice cream free and dry socks on. I head to my shed to write this poem with one question in my head. Why are put are in italics, please, not capitals. Rose is red. I like that. Great. Okay. And I like the little mid-sentence message. Put R in italics, please, not capitals. All right, cool. I'm gonna mute the mic, put it in the dock, read it through, and then we're gonna go on break because actually I need the loo. Didn't do that on purpose, but what am I saying? Of course I did. Of course I rhymed on purpose. Nice. I really like that. I really like that as a last line. Thank you, Danny. No, it just removes my words. I can't unhear, I don't think. Nope. Nope. No, I like the mid-sentence messages. They're cool. Right, do I need to scroll up? How are we doing? I do need to scroll up just a touch. Boop. There we go. A little bit of a boop. Right, I'm going to read this, then we're going to go on a quick break because I need a quick break. Roses are red. The still evening. How beautiful and tranquil the sound of the sea crashing against the rocks. I wander along the sea's edge, not barefoot, but in my socks, sipping on iced coffee whilst looking at the boats making their way gracefully into the docks. All the men in vests and shorts, ladies in polka dot frocks. Distracted by the breathtaking views, my 99 ice cream begins to melt down my ocean blue summer dress with red roses. Violets are blue, roses are red. Those pesky seagulls just pooed on my head. Ice cream covered, wearing wet socks. This was supposed to be fun. What a dreadful day this has become instead. Slowly walking back to the car, head in hands. Enjoy the beach in this warm sun, they said. I let out a deep breath. Filled with dread, I head home for a cooling shower. Ice cream free and dry socks on, I head to my shed to write this poem with one question in my head. Why are roses red? Excellent work. Good job, guys. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break. Let's take our 5-minute break now. We're a little bit early, but it's okay. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to stock up on coffee, do what we got to do, and I'll see you back here in 5 for part 2. Already 5 minutes? Goodness, that went quick. I just about made it. Well, I didn't make it. I was a little bit late, I think. Hello, everyone. Let me know if you are back from the break. We do have a emoji of me running with coffee. So I've just put it in the chat. If you're back, let me know by throwing a Adam Gary mug man runner guy emoji in the chat. Or if you're not a channel member, just let me know you're here. Hi, Ken. Ken's back. All right, good to see you, Ken. Thank you for joining us. As soon as you've woken up, hopefully we can help you make the best of your day, make it the best start to your day as we possibly can. I don't know. I like to think you're enjoying it, so that's good. That's good. But yeah, let me know once you're in the chat. I won't get things started until everyone is back. Oh, I have locked my phone. Hang on, let me open up mod chat so I know what's going on. What's going on? I think that's the song. What's going on? Maybe. Maybe it's not. You guys tell me, is that a song? I feel like that's a song, right? Okay. I'm back in mod chat. I'm only seeing one like, Adam. Oh no. We've only got one like. To be fair, I have 8 on my screen. Hello, welcome back, Danny. I have 8 likes on my screen, but if you haven't hit that like button, don't forget to hit that like button. Genevieve's back. Danny's back. We're all back. Well, I say we're all back. Most of us are back. Do you write poems like this once a month? Yeah, we do this every month. We do this on the first Sunday of every month, unless it takes me by surprise, unless it's within the first 5 days or something, where I haven't been able to like realize that Right Along is coming up. If it's within the first 5 days, then it's the second Sunday of the month. But if it's after that, then it's the first Sunday of the month. So we just about made it this one because it's the 6th. Delgal's in already. Oh my goodness. I haven't even cleared the form yet. Let me go and clear this so we can start again. Title. Title. Turtle. Squirtle. Squirtle. Any Pokemon fans? I don't know why my cursor just goes invisible whenever I go on these. I'm just clearing the dock for you guys so we can start again. Oh, it's so freaking annoying that the cursor disappears for whatever reason. Stupid feature. All right, I think we're clear. So I can move over to the other screen. Thunder lightning. Oh, Delgal. 1 second, Delgal. You're way ahead of us. You're way ahead of us. When do you suggest the title? I put the title in once we've got some prompts going. Once I've got the prompts, I then try and come up with a title that is completely opposite to all the prompts that we've got because I am an agent of chaos and I love to just see what happens. And you guys always smash it, so good stuff. All right. So yeah, let's get a lineup in the chat then. I know Delgal's already said Delgal wants to take part. So Delgal, I'll throw you in again. Delgal. All right, let me know if you want to take part, guys. Throw your name in the chat and I'll put you into the lineup. I'm getting ahead of myself. You are. Let someone else go first, Adam. Okay. I'll add you 1 space down in the lineup. There you go. So let's get some names in the lineup, folks. Let me know if you want to take part. Excuse me. I keep having to. If you guys might be wondering why I'm doing this, it's because I've cleverly put my phone hanging on this other side of the screen. The webcam is on this side of my laptop. The phone is on the other side. But that means that the at least on my end, the phone is covering half of the chat box, especially when it's plugged in to charge as well. So I'm doing this to see the words that are behind the charge cable. What shall I suggest? I entered recently. Hello, poet of free verse. So glad that you can join us. At the moment, we aren't taking prompt suggestions. We're just trying to get some names in the lineup. Mitchell is first this time round. Good job, Mitchell. And I guess I'll throw myself in as well. So if you want to take part, let me know in the chat. I'll put you in the lineup. If you don't know how this works, basically we get a lineup and then we follow that lineup. So Mitchell will be first, then it will be Dale Girl, then it will be me, then it will be Genevieve. Thank you, Genevieve. Genevieve. And then we'll get some prompts. I will suggest the title. Well, I will assign a title, which is completely irrelevant, or yeah, completely the opposite of all the prompts, because I'm crazy. And then we take it in turns to write a line and a poem. Okay, poets of free verses in. Excellent. Is free verse one word? Yeah, great. I had to ask myself then. Oh, yeah, I got a sore throat, so you'll have to excuse me, folks. Okay, so if that's everyone, and it's not too late if you want to take part, just let me know. Did I put Genevieve in? I did, yeah. Mythical Meter is in? Oh, I missed Mythical Meter? Oh, I'm sorry, Mythical Meter. I'm so sorry. Mythical Meter. Please don't hurt me. I know you wouldn't hurt me. Well, I don't know. I hope that you wouldn't hurt me. That's what I should say. I'm sure you wouldn't. You're a very nice man. All right, let's get some prompts in the chat then. I know that Delgirl put some in already, so let me just scroll up and see what. Thunder. Okay, let's go Thunder. I'll keep Thunder. Yeah. So we got Thunder. I'm getting a real sore throat. We got Thunder. So let's get some prompts in the chat, guys. Flip flop. Snake. I like that. Just for that, it will need to be nasty. Flip flop. I like flip flop. I'm gonna keep flip flop. We might use snake as well, depending on how many. Actually, we will use snake. Snake. I don't know. The mic probably didn't pick that up. Mythical world. All right, yeah. Let's a nod to mythical meter. We're gonna put mythical world. All right, let's get one more prompt. One more prompt. Nasty. Okay. Nasty. You're a nasty man. I said you were nice. I said you were nice. All right, the title is. The title will be. Oh dear. Okay. When the mushrooms came alive and built a village. All right, so up first is Mitchell. The lineup is this: Mitchell, Delgado, myself, Genevieve, poet of free verse, mythical meter. The prompts are thunder, flip flop, snake, mythical world, and nasty. Sorry, but I have no idea about prompts. That's okay. Lol. Right, I need to scroll up for you guys. Is that better? Yeah, we still got that should do for now. Okay, when the mushrooms came alive and built a village. Thank you, Danny. When the mushrooms came alive and built a village. Whoops, mythical world, not meter. Oh, mythical meter is a prompt now too. That's okay. By the way, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that like button and hit subscribe. I'd really, really appreciate it. When the mushrooms came alive. Yeah, that's the title, Poet of Free Verse. That's the title. And now we're going to go through our lineup to do line by line. We're going to write a line each. So once Genevieve has posted their line, you're going to post your line. Merlin's beard. Merlin's beard. Oh, sorry, I spammed it twice. That's okay. When the mushrooms came alive and built a village. It's getting it's getting wild in here, guys. It's getting wild up in here. What? Mitchell is first, not me. Oh wait, you mean later. I do. I do. Genevieve just had a small Genevieve just had a small panic attack. Wait, what? I'm first? Thanks, Nightbot. Yes, if you can, I'd really appreciate it. Um, if you have the means to hit that dollar sign in the chat box for a super thanks. It really helps me. And sorry, I'm getting WhatsApp messages. It really helps. So, but only if you can. Otherwise, just hit that like button and hit subscribe and just sit back and watch crazy poets write about mushrooms coming alive and building a village. When the thunder struck, the mushrooms came alive and began to build a fungus village. There we go. Okay, we are off to the races. So I am going to mute my mic, put the first line in, and then throw it over to Dale Girl. Okay, thank you, Mitchell. Over to Dale Girl now, then, please. When the thunder struck, Adam couldn't spell. When the thunder struck, the mushrooms came alive and began to build a fungus village. Sorry, I struggled to think for that one. Finding the first line ain't my strong point. No, you're good, Mitchell. You're good. It's all good. We're here. We're having fun. We're writing about mushrooms building villages. When the thunder struck, the mushrooms came alive and began to build a fungus village. Don't you know? And wet socks. And wet socks, yeah. We're writing about mushrooms coming alive, building villages. We're writing about wet socks and red roses. So our prompts are thunder, flip flop. We're writing about flip flops too. Thunder, flip flops, snake, mythical world, and nasty. Those nasty snakes. Leave the socks wet long enough. They grow mushrooms and come to life. Is this a continuation of the story? Is this a continuation? Is this a sequel? Just a reminder, everyone, there will not be a conversing with poets this evening. So just be aware, this is the only stream today. There won't be a second stream today. I just thought I'd get that in uh now before I forget. While it's on the brain, I will say it now. I'll also post as well. I'll make a post. Oh my god, where can I vent? You need to vent? Do you need to vent, Mythical Meter? You can vent right here. You can vent right here. That's okay. Or you can vent on the discussion thread in the Cove. Grow salty sea mushrooms to sell in our coffee shop. There you go. That has poetry food. I think Delgal's still with us. If you're still with us, Delgal, let us know in the chat. Hopefully you haven't left the stream. But we are waiting for Delgal's line, which follows on from when the thunder struck. Oh, wind just blew my shed door open. Thankfully, it didn't crash. Okay. The light might be going a little bit weird right now. When the thunder struck, the mushrooms came alive and began to build a fungus village. Oh, the basement flooded. So, yeah, I got wet socks. Mushroom coffee is a thing. So you are set. It certainly is. I love uh Lion's Mane coffee. Lion's Mane latte from Black Sheep with oat milk. There you go. That's my favorite coffee to order. Mushroom all the mythical creatures all the mythical creatures, dragons, trolls, and many more began to appear. All right. Let me mute myself and put that in. I'm just having fun with this, guys. Okay, over to Genevieve. And so far we have. Do I need to scroll up? Let me just quickly check. Yeah, I do. When the mushrooms came alive and built a village. When the thunder struck, the mushrooms came alive and began to build a fungus village. All the mythical creatures, dragons, trolls, and many more began to appear. Stricken with fear, our shroomy friends cleared. Over to you, Genevieve. I can't read your line. We don't do stanzas, poet of free verse, I'm afraid. We only do lines. Have you tried mushroom coffee? Yeah, as I say, so we have a chain. I think it's Scottish, but it might not be. I haven't actually really looked into it, but I want to say it's Scottish. It's called Black Sheep Coffee. It's a coffee chain, and I love oat milk latte with lion's mane in it, which is a mushroom. 1 second free verse. It's Genevieve's turn. I will let you know when it's your line. They made way for the snake, leading its own parade through town. Nice. Okay, now it's over to you, free verse. They made way for the snake, leading its own parade through town. Thank you, Genevieve. I'll put that in the doc. All right. Excellent. Thank you, Genevieve. So over to you now, poet of free verse, for your line, and I'll read the poem so far. When the mushrooms came alive and built a village. When the thunder struck, the mushrooms came alive and began to build a fungus village. All the mythical creatures, dragons, trolls, and many more began to appear. Stricken with fear, our shroomy friends cleared. They made way for the snake, leading its own parade through town. Nice. Flip flop. How are we going to get flip flop in this? If anyone can do it, it's you guys. So we'll see. Don't forget to hit that like button. Yes. Thank you, Nightbot. Don't forget to hit that like button, folks. If you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it. I'm just tapping my mug and making music. So if you're wondering why I'm bobbing my head, because I know the mic won't pick that up. If it doesn't pick up power tools, it's not going to pick up my little tapping of the mug. When the mushrooms came alive and built a village. When the thunder struck, the mushrooms came alive and began to build a fungus village. All the mythical creatures, dragons, trolls, and many more began to appear. Stricken with fear, our shroomy friends cleared. They made way for the snake, leading its own parade through town. All right, over to Poet of Free Verse. We are just waiting for your line, and then it will be Mythical Meter, and then we'll go back to the top, which I believe is Mitchell, Delgel, myself, Genevieve, Poets of Free Verse, Mythical Meter. I think off the top of my head, that was the running order. I'm assuming Poet of Free Verse is here still. I know that there was a message sent. There was a line sent into the chat before Genevieve's, but then it got retracted. So I'm assuming Free Verse is still here, just reworking that fire line. I'm sure. Oh no, I've run out of time for my Instagram, so I need to add. Let me add an hour to my proof for an hour. There we go. The mushrooms feared the goblins or the gnomes that hoped, finding apple in the wood only to see the delicate fresh spores. Ugh, spores. I hate that word. Okay, cool. Right, I'm gonna mute myself and put that into the doc, and then over to Mythical Meter. Okay, Freeverse, I hope you don't mind. I just tweaked your lines ever so slightly, but if I got it wrong, let me know. So, when the mushrooms came alive and built a village, when the thunder struck, the mushrooms came alive and began to build a fungus village. All the mythical creatures, dragons, trolls, and many more began to appear. Stricken with fear, our shroomy friends cleared. They made way for the snake, leading its own parade through town. The mushrooms feared the goblins and gnomes who hoped to find apples in the wood, only to see delicate, fresh spores. Thank you, Danny. All right, over to Mythical Meter then, please. I know the lighting's probably going crazy right now. Hang on. Tell you what we're gonna do. We're not going for a, we're not going for a break, but I am gonna put the break screen on just while I sort this door out so it doesn't keep opening and closing and the light keeps changing. So I'm still here. We're not on break. And we're just waiting for Mythical Meter's line, and then we'll go through the lineup again. Okay, so I was actually really cheeky and took advantage of the situation and grabbed a bit of water as well, uh, quickly. So I believe we do have Mythical Meters line. Founded on Yucky Meadow muffins, and cow pucky. A wild boar shuffles for nasty truffles. All right, thank you so much, Mythical Meters. So I think it was Mitchell that's first in the lineup for this one, so I'm going to send it back to Mitchell and put Mythical Meters line in the dock. Okay, did I mute myself? Unmute myself? I'm unmuted, I think. Okay, when the mushroom, let me just double check you can see everything. You can't. There we go. I'll scroll a bit more in a second. When the mushrooms came alive and built a village. When the thunder struck, the mushrooms came alive and began to build a fungus village. All the mythical creatures, dragons, trolls, and many more began to appear. Stricken with fear, our shroomy friends cleared. They made way for the snake, leading its own parade through town. The mushrooms feared the goblins and gnomes who hoped to find apples in the wood, only to see delicate fresh spores. Founded on yucky meadow muffins and cowpucky, a wild boar shuffles for nasty truffles. All right, Mitchell, over to you. I'm interested to see where this takes us. Mine was messy. I am really sorry. No, don't be silly. We're only here to have a bit of fun. Free verse. It's okay. It's all good. Nice title for a poem. Hi, Aaron. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Hey, poet, your line was great. Exactly, your line was great. We're all just having a bit of fun. It's fine. I just needed to make a little bit of tweaks, just here and there. So don't worry about it. It's fine. It's all good. It's all gravy. We're just having a bit of fun. Limited time offer. No, thank you. Go away. All right, so back over to Mitchell, and then we're going to go through the lineup one more time. But if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. Just a gentle reminder. And I'll read the poem again. We've gone to we've gone to interesting places today. April. It must be the spring. The new weather is here, and it's sending us a little bit doolally, making the poets crazy. Okay, when the mushrooms came alive and built a village. When the thunder struck, the mushrooms came alive and began to build a fungus village. All the mythical creatures, dragons, trolls, and many more began to appear. Stricken with fear, our shroomy friends cleared. They made way for the snake, leading its own parade through town. The mushrooms feared the goblins and gnomes who hoped to find apples in the wood, only to see delicate, fresh spores. Founded on yucky meadow muffins and cowpucky, a wild boar shuffles for nasty truffles. The poor mushrooms fungus village that once was is ruined and will need to relocate and rebuild once more. Okay. We are on something today. All right, let me put that into the doc. You guys are making me work today, huh? Okay, when the mushrooms came alive and built a village. When the thunder struck, the mushrooms came alive and began to build a fungus village. All the mythical creatures, dragons, trolls, and many more began to appear. Stricken with fear, our shroomy friends cleared. They made way for the snake, leading its own parade through town. The mushrooms feared the goblins and gnomes who hoped to find apples in the wood, only to see delicate fresh spores. Founded on yucky meadow muffins and cowpucky, a wild boar shuffles for nasty truffles. The poor mushroom fungus village that once was is ruined and will need to relocate and be rebuilt once more. All right, Delgirl, I think is yeah, Delgirl, over to you. And I'm gonna have to scroll up. Scroll up. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Scroll. Oh. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Scroll up. La 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 la. Just a reminder for those of you who might just be joining us. Again, there's no conversing with poets tonight, so this is just the one stream today. So thank you so much for your understanding. We're just waiting on Delgado to post a line, and then I think it's me. Am I third in the lineup? Yeah, I'm third in the lineup. And then Genevieve, poet of free verse, and then mythical meter. We've been pretty wild today. The two poems today have been pretty wild, but that's what we love about these streams. Am I right? Am I right? I'm supposed to be working, damn it. I can't go. Oh no, don't. We've already had one person getting told off at work for reasons of poesy. So we don't want a second, but also stay with us. Writing order: Mitchell, Delgado, myself, Genevieve, poet of free verse, mythical meter. Thank you so much for those hearts. Prompts: Thunder. Have we used thunder yet? I think we have. Yeah, in the first line. Flip flop. Have we used flip flop yet? Snake, mythical world, and nasty. I think we've only got flip flop left to go in our prompts list. Those walking ramblers. Never mind, flip flopping over the Uaki? Uaki. Uaki meadow with heavy boots. Dragons and trolls no more. Where'd they go? What is Uaki? I don't know if that's I mean, Yoki? A Yoki meadow? Uaki. I might need you to explain that one for me, Delgal. Ueki. Yoki. A Yoki meadow. All right, let me put that into the chat real quick. Wait, they're flip-flopping with heavy boots. It's a mythical world. It's poetry. Flip-flopping over the yucky meadow with heavy boots. I suppose maybe the heavy boots aren't tied on properly. Maybe the heavy boots, the laces are loose. Loose laces with heavy boots. Okay, when the mushrooms came alive and built a village. When the thunder struck, the mushrooms came alive and began to build a fungus village. All the mythical creatures, dragons, trolls, and many more began to appear. Stricken with fear, our shroomy friends uh, cleared. They made way for the snake, leading its own parade through town. The mushrooms feared the goblins and gnomes who hoped to find apples in the wood, only to see delicate spores founded on yucky meadow muffins and cow pucky and wild boar shuffles for nasty truffles. The poor mushroom fungus village that once was is ruined and will need to relocate and be rebuilt once more. Those walking ramblers flip-flopping over the yucky meadow with heavy boots. Dragons and trolls no more. I've been flip I've been flipping and flopping on whether to go or not. Stay. Stay. We're almost done. We're almost done, I think. Wait, whose line is it? Is it mine? Hang on, let me scroll up. Where's Danny? Delgo. Oh, it's my line. Okay. Okay, it's my line. Okay, up next is Genevieve, please. My line is, the shroomies will forever live in this dark day's shadow. So, when the mushrooms came alive and built a village. When the thunder struck, the mushrooms came alive and began to build a fungus village. All the mythical creatures, dragons, trolls, and many more began to appear. Stricken with fear, our shroomy friends cleared. They made way for the snake, leading its own parade through town. The mushrooms feared the goblins and gnomes who hoped to find apples in the wood, only to see delicate fresh spores. Founded on yucky meadow muffins and cowpucky, a wild boar shuffles for nasty truffles. The poor mushroom's fungus village that once was is ruined, and will need to relocate and be rebuilt once more. Those walking ramblers flip-flopping over the yucky meadow, with heavy boots, dragons and trolls no more. The shroomies will forever live in this dark day's shadow. I can't go. I like work, but I love this. Woo! One of us, one of us. Ken is staying for the rest of the stream. I think we've only got two poets left. I think it's three. Genevieve, free verse, mythical meter. I'm gonna scroll up. Beep. There we go. That should give us enough room. What is this poem? I have no idea. I can't tell you, Danny, but it is our poem. Another fine poem for the Right Along anthology. Mm. Oops, I nearly missed Genevieve's line. The meadow ruined, all their friends stuck in the muck. Danny, I don't think any of us know anymore. I tend to agree, Genevieve. It is It is a right along poem, is all I can say. It's one of those. All right, but I love it. I love these streams for this exact reason. All right, so over to free verse, please, and let me put Genevieve's line in the doc. The meadow ruined, all their friends stuck in the muck. Go away, Grandma Lee. This is poetry. I know what this poem means. Fun. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Ken. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Okay, so it's over to Poet of Free Verse. And in the meantime, the poem is this. When the mushrooms came alive and built a village. When the thunder struck, the mushrooms came alive and began to build a fungus village. All the mythical creatures, dragons, trolls, and many more began to appear. Stricken with fear, our shroomy friends cleared. They made way for the snake, leading its own parade through town. The mushrooms feared the goblins and gnomes and who hoped to find apples in the wood, only to see delicate fresh spores. Founded on yucky meadow muffins and cowpucky, a wild boar shuffles for nasty truffles. The poor mushroom fungus village that once was is ruined and will need to relocate and be rebuilt once more. Those walking ramblers flip-flopping over the yucky meadow with heavy boots, dragons and trolls no more. The shroomies will forever live in this dark day's shadow, the meadow ruined, all their friends stuck in the muck. If that hasn't earned your like, then I don't know what to say. If you haven't hit that like button yet, now's the time to do so. As I slowly lose my voice, which would not be good. hit that like button and I might not lose my voice. Thank you for the heart. I know what this poem means. Fun. Thank you so much, whoever hit that like button. Yeah, there you go, Aaron. Maybe we should just spill the chat with mushrooms because our shroomy friends are having a tough time right now. Oh my goodness, you guys really are putting me to work today. Okay, for the rain was terrible, their most creeping core. For the rain was terrible, their most creeping core, and the mushrooms thought it every rose might be the drops of the poisons that it bore. Okay, thank you, Poet of Free Verse, and then Mythical Meter. Over to you to wrap up this glorious masterpiece. And I'm gonna put this into the chat. I might make a few more tweaks. Free Verse. For the rain was terrible. For the rain was terribly their most creeping core. And the mushrooms thought it was every rose. Might be the drops of the poison that it bore. Great rhymes, Free Verse. Okay, over to you, Mythical Meter. Okay, let me just see if did that. mm, No, we don't need that much. The magic mushrooms flipped my thundering prose. What? The magic mushrooms flipped my thundering prose, while an ogre flopped in my mythical world's lore. Very good. Okay, let me let me put that in the doc, and then I'll read it through from top to bottom. Okay, cool. Right. Whew. That was quite a journey, guys. That was quite a journey. It was quite a journey that we went on together. Right, let me read it. When the mushrooms came alive and built a village. When the thunder struck, the mushrooms came alive and began to build a fungus village. All the mythical creatures, dragons, trolls, and many more began to appear. Stricken with fear, our shroomy friends cleared. They made way for the snake, leading its own parade through town. The mushrooms feared the goblins and gnomes who hoped to find apples in the wood, only to see delicate fresh spores. Founded on yucky meadow muffins and cowpucky, a wild boar shuffles for nasty truffles. The poor mushroom's fungus village that once was is ruined, and will need to relocate and be rebuilt once more. Those walking ramblers flip-flopping over the yucky meadow with heavy boots, dragons and trolls no more. The shroomies will forever live in this dark day's shadow. The meadow ruined, all their friends stuck in the muck, for the rain was terribly their most creeping core, and the mushrooms thought its every rose might be the drops of poisons that it bore. The magic mushrooms flipped by thundering prose, while an ogre flopped in my mythical world's lore. All right. Whoa, that was something else, guys. That was a good one. I enjoyed that. Thank you so much for your time today. That does bring us to the end of the stream. Again, a reminder, folks, we won't be conversing tonight. There won't be a conversing with poets, but there will be again next week, so don't worry. If you're not aware, April is International Poetry Writing Month, or GloPoWriMo, Global Poetry Writing Month. And it's something we're doing over at the Poetry Cove. You write a poem a day. Head over to thepoetrycove.com/forum, scroll down to GloPoWriMo 2025. I'm posting a prompt every single day. A lot of the people in the chat are taking part, so they will help you settle in. It's not too late. But yeah, thank you so much for your time today. I really, really appreciate it. And I'll see you in Tuesday's video. I don't know what that is yet. I haven't written it, I haven't filmed it or anything like that. So it's going to be a big surprise. But until next time, my friends, thank you so much for watching. Happy writing. Thank you for hitting that like and subscribing. Spread the word. Let's try and get to 10,000 by the end of the year. We're almost at 8. We can do it. Thank you so much, everyone. Catch you next time.